Sometimes I wish I hadn't gotten that tattoo. Sometimes I wish I married you. 105, 100 days. Sometimes I feel like a stranger. Sometimes I tell lies. Whoa. Sometimes I act like a monkey. Here comes the night, and then bajillions of stars start to shine, and I see comets whizzing by, and everything's shaking with a strange delight. And here it is, the enormous night, and my eyes, they're looking all around, and my feet, I'm upside down. If I were the president, if I were queen for a day.
Hey!
Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us in our in-studio featuring Eliza Ladd.
Good to see you.
Eliza, wait, your friend with the pink eyes. Yes. How did this collaboration happen? Like, how did this all come to be? I now am looking at my hands in a whole different way.
Yeah. I don't know, I started walking on a chair, and then I found myself a rock to walk on, and, when you got a good operator, it's good, But we work together and, touch things, and one step after the next, find out how to move, how to breathe, It's all been very unfolding, one step after the next, Yeah.
Well, I will never look at a pen the same. That's all I'm saying.
I know, me too. Yeah. Hi, everybody.
Do we have any questions for our creative artist here? This is an open platform for you to ask any questions that you would like.
I have a question, Eliza and Fingers and Eyes. Who is Fingers and Eyes channeling for you?
Oh, well, every time it's like everybody, right? I mean, it's me, it's my mother, it's my sister, it's everybody. I don't know. I speak sometimes, Marlon Brando, he's the one that speaks through me. That's what I'd say about that, honey. I don't know. The words do come from some kind of a channel, though. It's interesting you use that word. Yeah. I'm just learning how to sit on a chair. I haven't done it very much in my life. Yeah. It's good to see you. Love you guys. Anybody?
Liza, I want to know, did you kind of have the idea for this character and then search out the eyes, or did you stumble upon the eyes and then invent the character?
Well, I'm the one that was stumbled upon, so I'm going to answer the question. I was stumbled upon, and I started, doing things and moving, and she helped me out and did some other stuff for me, but yeah, so I'd say the stumbling happened first, and then we tried to make something else together. Yeah, it's worked out pretty good though. Pretty good. Yeah. Thanks for asking. Yeah.
I have a question regarding the musicality, not only the physicality, but the musicality as well. And I feel like just seeing your work, I feel like you embody sound, music, acting all in one human body.
Oh,
And it's remarkable and it's so detailed too.
oh,
Um,
famous. Yeah.
but
It's really great to be seen and to feel like you're seen, and I feel like you just saw me. And, I think it's true. I, because the whole thing is about rhythm, right? It's all about time and rhythm. And, honestly, I wasn't really at my best just this last time right through, that I was fucking up all over the place. But, it was great anyway. I liked it. Thanks, guys, for coming. And yeah, the word music with the body, music with the words, music with the heart, music with the soul. And it is so specific. I, you know, I didn't always used to come through such a small part of my body like this, just ever since, I lost the rest of my body. Um, I started coming through this part only. And it's amazing, the detail, right? I mean, to experience it and to find, a lot of things to find. Yeah.
So I have a question, and I guess it's to Fingers and Eyes and to Eliza. So do you work in front of the camera? Do you practice in front of the camera? Or I guess the question is, how do you rehearse? And do you have to have your lighting all set up for all the rehearsals? And there was another question, but I'll save it.
No, we worked together. Yeah. And in front of, at first it was a mirror, which was like a camera. But then, of course, when I moved it onto the camera, everything changed. And then we built a whole bunch of other lighting that was also everything changed. And my girlfriend Toby Vera Bercovici, she likes me to call her my girlfriend, so I do and I will, and I like to call her that too. But she helped me a lot with the lighting and with
Oh, very
everything. And she's sitting right over there. That's why I'm looking over there. And can you believe it? She goes out with Fingers and Eyes, and it's that's a little crazy, actually.
good.
Wait a minute, I'm not sure who was talking right there, but yeah. Sometimes it's hard to know who's talking. And yeah, I don't really exist without the resplendency of all of you. Uh, so there's always
Well,
a mirror or a camera, or
yeah.
I mean,
I have another question. How did you learn? How did you learn all those lines? Well, do you work really strictly like to the script, or do you, as you're watching yourself perform, does it change slightly even in performance?
well, you see, I'm really an improviser, but I always try to learn my lines, but it's always too late in the process, so I can never really know them well enough. So I'm always still improvising, and that's great, and it's sometimes hard, and sometimes I think next time I should just totally improvise, jump right off the chair.
Oh, one more thing I just remembered I want to say, and then I'll shut up. I loved the moment where you exhaled, you were close to the camera, and then you just went, whoosh. It was great.
Hey, hey, Lamus. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much for that. I got a little bit distracted at the end because Someone else was talking to me out here too. But Lamus, can you read the chat question?
Hold on, sorry. There's a couple of questions. Okay, let me go. Do you have a name?
Not that question, another one.
Okay. Eliza, at the opening, I was so surprised to discover the scale that this piece was operating on. The background, I thought we would see you, your body appear. To have everything focused down to the scale was revelatory. To have a tissue be as big as a tarp, a pen as a flagpole, it was magical. And this was Angela, I believe. Yes.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you so much. You know, scale, it's amazing because for me, I'm in a big place, but I'm not actually that big. I mean, you know, I'm sitting on my operator's daughter's dollhouse chair, you know, and yeah, scale is amazing, isn't it? And you know, that's one thing that, you know, the camera and the fact that we're, you know, making theater on this, in this place, in this kind of a place, gives us a lot of chances for something.
I have a question related to that. I feel like we've been watching a lot of live performance online this past year, and always it's that feeling of I wish I could see this in a different way. I could be there. But watching this performance, it seems like that was part of it. Like,
Yeah.
I'm wondering, do you think you could perform for us in real life, or do you have to stay in your box?
Yeah, that's a big question, isn't it? You know, because I came into being in birth specifically for this time and this moment, and that's why and how I came here. And it was just I had to do this for this time in this place. But I'll tell you, this whole piece reminds me of a piece, some of my first early theater work back in New York City at PS 122. And I worked with some very small objects, unfolding them in front of a little tiny robot eye camera. But it was projected behind me and my operator, big in a screen. And I feel this could work in that same way, maybe, you know. So I don't know, I kind of want to explore it, although it'll be sad when we, in some senses, it'll be sad if we leave the Zoom picture world, you know. But I actually have some ideas about a future life in the big, working with the small and big all in one big space. Yeah. Yeah.
And then I guess I had a question as well. I love the moment where you were saying chronic becomes dependent.
Yeah.
And for some reason, it just really stuck out to me. And I was wondering what you've sort of found as you've lost the rest of all these very visceral parts of yourself. As you've come to Fingers and Eyes, what have you found?
Well, it's amazing, you know, that I found that the heart is still beating, and you know, the heart of the matter, or the soul, or the function and purpose of life, it's still here in this. So, you know, I've had to do a lot of change and a lot of adapting, as I know we all have, struggling here, you know. But on another hand, you know, get to see that we can, that we do. You know, I sing in there. It's a song I want to develop further about we're shapeshifters from the start. And, you know, oh, you should press record. Did you? No. Oh, good. And we are, you know, so, you know, in a way, the depth comes up. Loss, grief, and then joy and love and the life force. So, as far as I can tell, I can't help but have that life force come up. I guess until I die. I don't know about that part yet. But yeah, that's what I think about that. Yeah. Thanks.
I have a question.
Okay.
Sorry. I have a question. I just thought it was so interesting how you could uh, alienate like a body part, and then it makes it look like a separate creature from the rest of your body. And then I was able to see the creature at the same time, like your gestures with the hand, and then I was getting like a different information from those, and then it was really interesting to watch it that way. And then one of the moments that brought those moments is that when I see different body parts here and there, like your opposite hand in the background, and I'm just wondering, was that purposeful or did it just happen because you happened to move?
I made a bunch of mistakes in this version of the show. I came into the picture. It had never happened before, hardly ever, more than ever this time. I don't know what it was. Too many, tech the whole thing today, But, it's interesting though, because when I was first creating this work, when we were creating it, my operator was in the picture the whole time because she was in the mirror. And I was so focused on what I was doing, it didn't matter. And I thought at first I was going to keep her in the picture the whole time. And so, she's here now a little bit. So it's an interesting thing, the dynamic of that. It's a whole nother part to even be developed further. But that was all mistakes today. It was one, mistake after another that was fine. It's fine. Yeah.
I enjoy those mistakes.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
I also felt I learned so much about eyes and fingers, like just so many aspects of the character, and so relevant to, like, I feel how some of us have been feeling. It was such, I felt joy, I felt sad, I felt a lot of things.
Yeah.
And there was a simplicity on how you present it, but also very complex. Like I'm a fan of, so I'm just like, I'm just blown away.
Thank you. It's so there is nothing like having a talk back. It's actually my favorite thing. I make work just for talk backs. Not because I get, but because of the exchange. It's also like my favorite part of theater is being in the audience and all the audience clapping together. That's my favorite part. Everybody's working together and oriented towards one thing. It's so powerful. But yeah, okay. So it's amazing, isn't it? Simple, complex, and for
There
me,
is a question. There is a
okay,
question in the chat.
yeah,
For fingers and eyes, do you like to give or to receive more?
Oh, ooh, ah. That's like from one of my moderators, operators students or something. Deep stuff, right? Okay. I'd say, um, I actually think I like to give, you know, more. I don't know. Does it go back and forth? Maybe. Um, yeah. Hard to say. Hard to say. I love to work. Working on this was amazing. And then getting it all together for tonight was amazing. And, and then now getting to give it to you and then to receive back, you know.
I think Little
We're in the
Fingers and
field of the
Eyes.
dinosaurs. I say it in the show, but it's true. This field of theater. But you know what? We're needed more and more. People are desperate for it, for the intimate physical connection that covers the simplicity and the complexity of life all in 1 second. Yeah.
I have a question. When it comes to the shapes you made when speaking to God, at some point you used, jagged edges when, after saying I am all of one and also separate, you use little jagged points. What connects you to these shapes and what brings that out of you?
Ooh, that is, it's interesting. It's cool that you noticed that. Although I didn't do that on purpose, actually. I just followed my gut, and I because I realized when working on that part of the show, I write, but then I'm also just drawing and marking, and I wasn't going to I was communicating with the pen on many different levels. And so that kind of the thing, what that was not an intentional, link in a way, but it's interesting you saw that. Yeah. Yeah. So I was trying to, it's the old thing that I have to learn this over and over. I prepare and I prepare and I set it and I work on it and I work on it and then I got to see what happens in the moment, you know? Yeah, which is nerve-wracking sometimes and, challenging. Hey, Toby, can you make a message to Lemus just to cut it off soon? Okay. Anyway, anyone else want to say anything or? Oh, she has something.
Stephanie.
Can she unmute? Can you unmute?
Sorry. Had to unmute myself. Congratulations, Eliza. I loved it. And I like Fingers and Eyes. That's the name, right? Fingers and Eyes.
That's what we're going with, though. One-eyed motherfucker is the other one.
I loved that line. You got a couple big guffaws out of me. I also really liked the gotta have a gimmick moment. I just
that feel.
A little bit of sparkly New York showbiz inside of this tiny being, and all the movement. Love, joy, justice. How did you come to that line?
Yeah, that's the thing with me in text. I get into the zone and then it just comes out. And as my other friend said, it kind of channels through. And I open and it comes and God, I hope I record it sometimes because I lose a lot of it. But
well, it really touched me when you also said, I haven't known what to say lately.
Oh, yeah.
That sort of got really because, you really have the power it takes someone from laughing to kind of being a little teared up in the next moment. It always surprises me. I also am a fan. So thank you.
Love you.
Love you.
That's where I got to the title Gravity and Levity because, there it is. There it is, right?
Well, thank you all for joining us. Thank you, Fingers and Hands and Eliza and everyone else joining us.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much for coming. Really, really appreciate it. It means everything. It means everything. Love you.
Have a good night.
Bye. Oh, Edward. Bye.